All right, everybody, we are back. It is Sunday Sketching. It's the third episode. We had one little skip in between, but we're back. It's episode 3. This week we have a new sponsor for the show. It is Totally Rad Comics. In case you don't know, you're going to know all about them by the time we're done tonight. I'm Tom Hutchison. What's going on? I am your host tonight, but tonight with our sponsor, we have a co-host who you guys may or may not have heard of before, Mr. Jim E. Noble himself.
Hello.
That's it. That's all you get is hello.
Yeah.
And
how to do? Sunday.
Yes. Hello, and then we move right on. All of our artists are here again tonight, guys. They are all underway, different stages. April Reyna is already inking. What's happening? Already inking, April?
Yes.
See, look at her go.
We may have to finish this one up after hours, as I started something that might be more for the after dark crowd.
I'm sure we'll be fine. We also have Marissa with us.
Hello.
And she's erasing.
Erasing.
Dramatic erasing.
Erasing the
It's furiously erasing.
Mr. Mike DeBalfo has returned, and we appear to have his audio working this week, theoretically.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
And of course, Ryan Kincaid using his own fancy paper.
I'm too poor to buy paper pads.
Ryan usually uses Post-its. But
Yeah.
Sprung for fancy stuff.
I'm lucky
Nope.
I didn't grab computer paper.
You just got to get that old stuff from like the 90s that has like the holes on the side. You got to tear
I
it
was going
off.
to say that old,
It's
that
like
old
super
candy
cheap.
paper.
The
Yeah.
perforated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Mike did the same thing, but I used to draw on that crap all the time, and it was.
I used to draw on it because you get 2 copies of your drawing. Remember, you peel like the front piece off and you have a carbon copy behind it.
Yeah.
And I would have 2 copies of my drawing.
Ooh.
Because, for whatever reason you wanted to. I don't know.
We got a nice crowd already hanging out with us. John, Mike, Scott, Shawnee, Jennifer. Some guy named Gus is using your name, April. I don't know what's
Gus.
going on with that.
You guys in trouble, man. You got to get him
Mike
out of
knows
here.
calling her an overachiever, so that's good.
Well, April's
Heavily
overachiever. April's
monitoring my subject matter.
So as we get into watching everybody do their thing, you know, we'll bounce around. Whoops, I removed them. That's not what I wanted to do. As we get to, we'll do some close-ups as we always do, so you guys can see what's happening as it's happening. But Jim, we're going to give you the floor here for a bit to tell everybody about Totally Rad Comics, what they may or may not be seeing on some of these pages, and so those that don't know, let them know.
Okay, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm the creator of Totally Rad Comics. We've been around for 2 years. Actually, we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary this month of June. 2 years of Totally Rad, and we and now actually also this month is also the 28th anniversary of Jimmy Noble. So we got a lot going on this week as well. Totally Rad, yeah, I mean, I've created many characters, from sexy clowns to sexy drug addicts to sexy cat girls. You name it, I've done it. Including topless babes from outer space. So there's all sorts of things that I've created in the last 2 years. I've come out with over 17 books, 6 Kickstarters, 1 Indiegogo, all funded successfully, thank God. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now.
And he's out. That's all he's got.
That's it.
So he ran out. You got somebody got to put a quarter in there again.
Premature.
No, it was buffering. What do you want, a dial-up modem?
Roar.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
yeah.
80s, right? That's what
Yeah,
he's got to
totally.
run off that old modem. He's got to
Totally
he's got to
consecutive
stay in
Kickstarters.
character. Got to stay in character at all times. So his videos for his Kickstarters are like old internet sounds, like that.
It's like the Cinemax channel when it was scrambled.
Right.
That's how you get viewers.
Every now and then it just flashes and you see a clown. Like, oh, what was that?
Oh my-
I saw a clown.
Jim, you should totally do a comic like that where the whole thing is just scrambled porn in every panel.
Well, the summer camp. So I did a lead up to the summer camp for the summer camp event that we were doing in July, and at the end of the book, actually, so like my character's being recorded the whole time, and then at the end she's like, "Hey, is the camera off?" And he goes, "Yeah," and then it gets to a fun, heated scene, and then right at the last panel at the best shot, then the camera goes scrambled and it goes low battery.
That's awesome. Great minds, man. Cool.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about making comic books. Like no one ever tells me no.
Well, no.
Yeah, no,
Well-
it's the best reason to do your own thing.
Now there's some covers that like I've asked, and some people are like, "Well, what about this instead?" And I'm like, "That's actually a better idea." I've had some many interesting conversations on what my characters and characters should or should not do.
I'm actually gonna say I'm definitely not shocked, and I'm sure.
Well, it's funny.
I really hope you wind up doing the circus one. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah, actually, so that's actually being colored right now by Federico Dioc. I believe that's how you say his last name. I hope that's how you say his last name. Otherwise, I've been saying it wrong for a while.
One of my top talent.
And just all sorts of totally rad things happen. I nonstop releasing books, whether it's on Kickstarter or my web store, which actually, so my web store is temporarily down at the moment. Unfortunately, PayPal and Stripe don't agree if the books I do for some reason. Even when it's censored and there's nothing quote unquote pornographic, so I have to basically recreate a new website and use a different payment method.
Yeah, that's
Oh, because of the PayPal?
Yeah, so PayPal shut me down last week, and then Stripe sent me an email today saying that we're pausing payments on your web store, but they haven't given me a reason why. But I can only assume it's the same reason that PayPal shut me down.
Yeah.
However, I changed everything on my web store once PayPal shut me down, so I don't know what the issue is.
You need to sign up. You need to sign up for a CC bill.
Yeah, I mean, so like right now I got Square, which
I didn't know about that, Mike.
Because I watch porn. Okay. Can we continue now? I mean, Jesus, now
He watches the Totally Rad Network.
yeah, right, exactly. Sweet, Totally Rad Network. I'll be your first subscriber.
So Thomas, Stripe shut me down, but not Square. Square, I've been able to use. I use that at shows usually whenever I process people's credit cards, and I can send invoices on that. So thankfully, I can use
cool.
Square.
Good. PayPal's a bunch of prudes.
Yeah, then I bet you next week I'll get an email from Square saying that we're no longer going to take payments. But
Yeah. Telling you, man, CC bill.
I didn't realize that PayPal monitored the content because they had shut down mine just to verify that I had like legit stuff and that when people were buying from me, I was sending it out. So I had to plug in like I don't know, it was like 10 tracking info things, and then like I don't know, it was like 4 days later they finally released my account, but it was weird. It was just a verifying aspect. It wasn't they didn't actually shut me down. So
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they care.
it was weird because so last week I called PayPal. I had a two-hour conversation with them, and they're like, "Well, you were selling sexual services," and I was like, "No, I wasn't."
Excuse me, man.
Entirely.
Yeah, what are we working on right now, man?
and like, so apparently they had my web store pulled up, and I was like trying to explain to them, I'm like, no, these are comic books. Like, I'm a comic book writer. I've been doing comic books, for 2 years. And they're like, yeah, huh? And I was like, no, seriously, like look at my Kickstarter, look at my Indiegogo. Like, if I was selling sexual services, I wouldn't be on those websites, right? And they're like, well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. And I was like, what?
Wow.
No
Shit.
appeals. They shut down. I can't even use my personal account. I can't use my business account. And I was like,
Ooh.
that's messed up, man. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. They were like reading like the titles of my books on the web store. They're like, Totally Rad Comics presents #1 nude variant. Nude. What's that? And I was like, well, it could be construed as a color.
It's like nude lipstick.
All the images are censored. I was like, look, they have the heart emojis on there. There's no nipples or nudity or nothing. They're like, So that, then, yeah. So that's my PayPal story, and
You're not the first person I've actually heard that from, too. That's what's weird.
Yeah, I feel like
I've
this
heard
is
it from
lawyer
some
uptime. I know a few other people that have had this problem, and I'm like, you know what? This is some horse shit.
Yeah, another one of my friends, they got shut down a couple months ago, and they do the same type of books I do. I mean, they do comic books, and they're like, yeah, they shut me down. I was like, really?
It's crazy,
It's
dude.
insane.
I'm gonna have to change up my game.
Have you
apparently.
tried not drawing pornography?
Well, so actually, it was funny. Someone asked me that. Someone did ask me, have you tried like doing not adult books? And I was like, yeah, but then I won't get any sales.
Yeah, like I wouldn't buy it, obviously.
Yeah, it's the CC bill over here.
CC bill. Like, crap. Now I gotta cancel my subscription.
Also, like I tried to do an all ages story. Which I actually did. Strange Cosmic Tales was my first all ages story, my only all ages story. It was a 16-page black and white science fiction story. It did really well. It sold at comic book shops, but when I was writing the script, though, it was like every other page. I was like, yeah, and then she gets naked, and I was like, oh wait, no, I can't do that. there's even a giant squid that attacks her and the group of the people that she's with, and I was like, yeah, a giant squid, and I was like, oh no, I can't do that. But
Can't tempt yourself with that.
Yeah.
It's a giant puppy dog.
Yeah. So, but people want an issue 2 of that now, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do an issue 2 for my all ages book. But then, Bill McKay did a variant for it, and he did a nude version, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll sell that. And then,
That was porn, yes.
and then PayPal was like, you're selling what now?
Yeah, right. That's funny, man.
Justin Hunt had done a cover for it too, and he had like a 10. It looked like the monster from Star Wars in the trash compactor, and
You don't know what that's called?
what's it called, Tom? trash compactor monster.
Yeah,
that's what I would call it.
it's called a Dianoga.
What?
Look it up. Google it, boy. Come on, catch up.
That's a
Star Wars fan. Give me a break.
But
Doesn't know the trash monster.
Well, people know that it's easier to say trash monster than Dianoga, whatever you say.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Star Wars, and I didn't know that shit either.
Yeah, but so like I posted Justin Hunt's cover in one of those indie comic pages, and someone was like, why is there a penis grabbing onto her leg? And I was like, no, this is my all ages story.
Oh my god! I
Penis
can't
at the
laugh and
space
eat at the
station.
same time.
Man. Oh god.
I've had nothing but problems. Whenever I try to sell that book as an all ages book, which it is, and I posted a picture of like the main cover, and someone said that those boobs aren't all ages, and I was like, how does that even work? Like, What do you mean those boobs aren't all ages? They're not even showing. Like she's wearing a top. She was showing
on the title of the book. When you say all ages, does it have an asterisk that says which it is?
Well, I only have one that's all ages, so everything else is just adult. Well, I mean, yeah. And then I did a clown book, and well, people are afraid of clowns, and I think that's why it didn't sell. I mean, the clowns sell, but there's a lot of people that are more afraid of clowns than are into clowns. But then they read the clown book that I do, and they're like, "Wow, I love your clowns." I was like, "Yeah, because they just have sex with people. They don't kill people. That's all it is." Like, oh no, Bill McKay. So Bill McKay got a bunch of. So he did a cover for that book, and he got the book, and he goes, "Hey man, I didn't realize that you were like doing like a full on like adult book." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like every single page, and that's my most X-rated book. It's all just sex, and." Like there's no story. I won't lie.
There's no plot. We're losing it, oh, man.
My Christian views are having a hard time right now. I gotta go.
I think it's
Wait,
hilarious.
I don't have any of those. Never mind. I'm lying. Never mind.
But
I don't know what's funnier, Jim's stories or April laughing her ass off.
I was not having a very productive night.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Oh,
when I did my first book, my dad was like, because my dad knew exactly what I was doing, and he was like, "So are you going to use a pen name?" And I was like, "Well, why would I use a pen name? I have a cool name already, Jimmy Noble." And he's like, "Yeah, but you don't want that coming back on the family." I was like, "But it's a cool name." And
Don't I?
and then he saw my first Kickstarter did like it did decent, and he was like, he saw like the money I was making. He's like, "All right, you can keep the name." And I was like, "Thanks, Dad." Like,
aw.
glad I have your
You know what that
approval.
reminds me of? You ever see the movie Blow with Johnny Depp?
Yes.
Okay, so he's a drug dealer, right? He's like a famous drug dealer, and his
Right.
dad, I think his parents or his dad confronts him about it, and he's like, "Dad, I'm really good at what I do," and then his dad's like, "All right, man, I get it. Go ahead, keep peddling drugs." That's exactly
Well,
what
that's
Dad's
like my dad was like, he was like, "Are you going to do Baltimore Comic-Con?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, cool. Well, I'll come set up at the booth with you, and I'll help you sell your books." I was like, "Okay."
Is that where you're originally from, Jim?
So I'm actually from Northern Virginia, but my parents, they retired in Maryland, which is about
Okay.
where they're at is about like 30 minutes from Baltimore. So every year like we would go to Baltimore Con. So now to be like that's like for me that's the home show. Like I'll be going there this year, and that's like all the shops that I used to go to as a kid will be set up there, and all the artists I've worked with, and kids I grew up with that go to these shows, and it's like that's really cool. But a lot of them don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I didn't know until I got the comps for the first one. And I was like, oh shit.
What'd I do? Oh no!
Shannon's all, "Babe, did you know what's inside this book?" I was like, "A comic?" She goes, "Yeah, take a look." I was like, "Oh."
Well, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of the issue that you did issue 3. That was the insane asylum sex scenes. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I didn't know, but whatever."
There's a police officer in that one who was named Officer Stang instead of Sting from the police, and yeah, that was a fun book. That was a fun story.
My answer always is when people are like, "Does your family know?" Yep. Do they approve? Yep. Would you care? No. I wouldn't care if they didn't approve. I'm like, you think that freaking Hugh Hefner give a crap about what anyone thought he was doing?
Right.
Absolutely.
You got a grotto full of naked women. That's my goal. Not really, but
Yeah, like if it pays the bills and it's getting food on my table, like why not do it? People
If
obviously
it's putting
with
girls in my grotto, it's fine.
That's right.
Mike's been trying to
I
do that
have
for
to-
years.
I wonder what those awkward conversations are for those spouses that don't approve. Like, it's just we're going for a real long 3-day weekend. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know, like it's just not talked about. Like, how does that even work?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't come across that yet.
Yeah. So it seems like such a strange question. Does your family know you do this? Like, really?
Yeah, my family's very religious.
I've had a few artists that they were like, "Hey, can I use a pen name for the art that I'm doing for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, as long as it's a cool pen name like Buck Naked or something." And like, if you're gonna do a pen name, make it cool. Don't make it like some weird name like Abdul Abdingar or something. You know, like make it like something funny, and or something rad. And I had a guy that he did a pen name, and then he was like, "Dude, this is the biggest book I've ever worked on." Like, he's done other indie books on like Kickstarters and stuff. And apparently, like, I was like the biggest Kickstarter he was ever a part of. And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, you can't tell anybody about it because you used your pen name."
Pooch on that one, homie.
And then he's like, "Well, can we, like, I know," because I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you want me to send you comps of the book?" And he goes, "Well, as much as I would like comps, I don't think my wife would approve." And I was like, "Oh man, like."
She'll approve of that money coming in.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad sometimes because like they have to use a pen name whenever they're doing adult stuff, but then like nobody knows the adult version of that artist. They only know the normal name of that artist. So like the followings, it doesn't match up.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't even think about people using a pen name in comics to do that kind of stuff. I'm like, if you need,
there's been pen names in comics even just to do it, not even for adult stuff. Bart Sears used to go under a name Whitman because he was exclusive with one company and he wanted to do other things. So he just was like, "Well, I'll just do shit for you and it'll do it in another name." So yeah, pen names have been around for a long, long time.
Well, I know on
certain comics world
things because you know that the whole CB controversy with that, but I just never thought of like an artist going, "Yeah, I want to draw it, but I don't want anyone to know I drew it."
A friend of mine had mentioned that he had done an adult comic and he used a pen name, and he was thankful that he did because there was some legalities that wound up happening later on, so it really didn't affect his actual comic name. But then it opened up a whole different dialogue on just doing sequential art that was adult themed. So I mean, it's neat, and I can understand, especially if you have like an all ages following or you're working for some of the bigger companies, and it would become a conflict of interest.
Right.
Stan Lee was a pen name through his whole career.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Stan Lee's name isn't really Stan Lee. He just
Stanley Lieberwitz.
Yeah, he wanted to be a novelist, and he was embarrassed about comic books.
Well, I think at that point it was the whole Jewish. They were all Jewish, and they switched their names because it was shunned upon in their community.
Well, he wanted to be a big writer, like an actual
comics
novelist.
Have always been looked down on by writers, artists, fine artists, all that. So it's like
not no more. Look at Neil Gaiman, bitches.
Yeah, not anymore, right? Yeah, things changed a lot in the last 20 years. But even when we were growing up in the 90s, it was like, "Oh, you're a comic book artist? Oh, you don't do real art." Like growing up through high school, I think you guys might have run into it too. Like your high school art teachers would be like, "Don't draw like that. That's cartoony comic book stuff." Like, paint like
I was drawing stuff in my art class, and it was all that stuff. And she was like, "You need to draw from real stuff." I'm like, "That shit is boring. Why am I drawing trees and cats when I can draw superheroes and dragons and stuff?"
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly right.
In retrospect, drawing an entire box of shoes, you got to be able to draw feet. Like there's some solid skill that comes with that. So
that's different.
Whatever, it still sucked.
but I mean that's different. They weren't telling you just don't do it because it's not real.
Oh, I did have a couple of professors that poo-pooed on it, and I'm just all like, you know what? I have seen those comic artists whip out an amazing piece of art in 20 minutes, and you take 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
They didn't like my answer. It was fine.
What's funny is I've hired more art school dropouts than I have hired art school graduates.
True.
It's like every time someone comes up at the table and they're like, "Hey, so I either I go to this art school or I graduate from this art school." I'm like, this is 50-50 that this is not even going to be good work right now.
Right.
And it's the truth. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
50-50 that I look at this. I'm like, there's no chance I would ever hire you, dude.
Well, you got Mike. Mike's one. I'm one.
I'm a dropout. Yeah.
Chris Enoch. Enoch.
I weasel my way in.
Did Enoch graduate art school?
Oh no, I don't know. I just saw that he's in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Hey,
Albert was saying hi.
got it. You got it. Mine's sold.
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, I'm 3-3. This is cool.
Yeah, I went to so I got family down here in Texas, and one thing I've learned about Texas when you do adult books is or I should say totally rad books, is that a lot of people don't like it, at least in the areas that I'm in. Like, oh yeah, like Texas is like they go to church on Sunday, they wear their Sunday best kind of
Yeah, we're in God's country, man.
Yeah, and so like I got an aunt and uncle and some cousins that live up north, probably about 30 minutes from where I live in Dallas. So I went to go visit them over the weekend, and every time I go visit, I bring a copy of one of my latest Totally Rad books. And man, like my uncle loves it because he's a guy, and but my aunt,
He's a
my other
man!
cousin, yeah, this is totally rad. I'm like, thanks, man. And but my aunt, oh my god, like she like grew up on the land that they live on, and like and it's just like, ooh, and like she walks out of the room whenever I pull out my books, and even when it's a tame cover. And my cousin, she's like 20 or something. She's like talking. She doesn't understand comics at all. She doesn't get comics. She doesn't understand how the business works at all. And she's just like, so how's that comic thing going? Like she was like talking down to me because she's one of those college kids who's like, I'm going to college. I'm going to be this. And I'm like, okay, well, good luck with that.
Okay, Burger King.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, uh-huh. And she's like, so are you like a big star in the comic world right now? And I was like, no. Some people, yes. Most people, no. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, how much money did you make last year? And I was like, I don't want to talk about that. I was like, I'll tell you what, if you want to know how much money I made last year, add up everything that you find when you Google my name on Kickstarter and just assume that that's how much I made, even though it's not. But
Jim's like, I don't want to.
Well,
share your
you
comments,
made
so I'm
it,
not gonna
but that doesn't account for all the money that went right back out the door.
right, yeah, exactly.
Right?
I was like, I'm not going to explain to my cousin how everything that I make, I usually spend back on printing art and everything else. It's like I don't want to explain the logistics to you because you don't care. And then like I'm wearing my summer camp shirt. I went to the airport and some old lady at the Texas airport, the DFW Love Field Airport. She's like, "Oh, are you a camp counselor?" And like,
And you said yes, right?
Yeah.
and it's because instead of trying to explain, no, it's actually a comic book thing. I was like, "Yes, I am. I'm going to Somerset." Like,
That's right. If someone asks you if you're a counselor, you say yes.
just say yes, because
I am.
I guarantee you, she's not going to buy my books.
So Chris, do we check out other people's art on Kickstarter? I know, I mean, I look at what's on Kickstarter all the time. So I'm not sure if you have a more specific question, but I watch what's on Kickstarter like at least every 2 or 3 days. I see what's being launched and what's ending and what's on the popular side of things. So I watch Kickstarter all the time. And interestingly enough, it was this time last year we were starting to hit that 300 campaigns running basically for the rest of the year. And right now we're only at about 230 or so. So it's definitely fallen off from last year, the amount of campaigns,
Right.
which is interesting. I would imagine there's a number of reasons for that. But yeah, it was interesting to watch it go up over 300 and just stay there for months and months and months before it fell off. I think in like December, and it's the highest I've seen it get back to is about 250. So it's
Nice.
interesting to watch.
Yeah, I watch. There's a few Kickstarters that I watch. Like because there's always someone's always got you know somebody or somebody knows somebody that you know that's running a Kickstarter. So I'm always curious. I'm like, well, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing different that maybe that's a cool idea or something? Like, what are they doing as stretch goals? Oh, they're doing stickers. They're doing mini prints. Oh my God, a tote bag. Oh my goodness. They're doing like there was someone that was doing records. They were doing not as a stretch goal, but they were selling an actual record.
Right.
And I was like, I don't even have a record player, but I'm buying this record.
It's gonna go on my wall, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna look great on the wall. And
Be honest with this, Jim. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
No, it's that joke. I shouldn't say it anyway. Keep going.
And like, well, the other thing that's really cool too is like sometimes I'll see other people's Kickstarters and like I like there's like someone that's like, they do kind of the same books that I do, and literally every artist on their Kickstarter, I was like, oh my God, all these artists that they hired, I hired too. So I'm either doing something really right or maybe we just have good taste. I don't know.
I'll go on there and look at like what artists people are using.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like you can discover like new artists that like you never even heard of sometimes.
Yeah.
Then you reach out and they're like, I don't want to do a cover for you. And you're like, damn it.
You're a pornographer.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, as much as I would like to do your books, it's against my religion. It's like, man, like.
Yeah, it's interesting. I see a lot of artists, and I'm like, I'll be like, oh, that's like a good artist, and I'll go because I live on Facebook, so I basically just go on Facebook and I look for them. And if they're not there, the search ends. It's like, well, that's the end of that, I guess.
You're not like
I'm not because I'm not going to your Twitter and I'm not going to your Instagram and I'm not going to your DeviantArt account.
There was one guy that I found on Twitter, and I think he was like somewhere in like I want to say maybe Japan, and I was like trying to explain to him the idea I had for a cover, and he goes, "Okay, great. Well, it's going to cost you an extra $80 for every wiener that I have to draw." And I was like,
Wow.
I was like, well, I can't afford to. I like the money that cover would have made and the amount of wieners that were on that cover. I was like, I can't afford to hire you for this cover.
You should have been like, well, sir, you draw some mighty fine wieners, but I just can't afford that.
It's like, can't you just draw one and then just Photoshop it and then just circle it around her? Like,
There you go.
Circle it around her.
That's funny.
yeah, but like, so like, I do some X-rated covers. I don't do them very often though. It's very rarely that I do a lot of them. I usually have specific artists that do it because that's usually what they're comfortable doing. I don't get artists who aren't comfortable doing it to do it, obviously. But like Tim Vigil did an X-rated cover, but Tim Vigil's well known for his art.
Yeah.
And what I really love about the Tim Vigil cover that I did was on the Kickstarter, all you could see was my character's thighs. That's all you could see of the entire book, the entire cover that he did, and it was like one of my best-selling covers on that Kickstarter.
Nice.
And they never saw the full image.
Well, but I mean, like you remember, even at comic book stores for a while, there was a book called Sex Criminals, and they would do porn covers.
Yeah,
and they would send them in these like the old days of buying porn at the liquor store. It would just be bagged up and you couldn't see what was in there. They would tell you who the artist was, like this is the artist and you can't see it, so buy the porn book. So yeah, I mean,
I remember
I keep telling you that's how you need to do your stuff. I mean, you just need to not show anything anymore, just a black bag. Like it's the Superman Death of Superman. It's just the black bag. You put a logo on it, totally rad logo. You say this is a not safe for work cover, and you just sell them.
I remember buying one of those Sex Criminal books because of an artist that did it, and then when I took it out of the bag, I was really disappointed. I was like, "That's not what I was expecting this artist to do." It was like it wasn't even their style. It was like completely weird, and I was like, "This isn't fun." There's nothing X-rated about this, but yeah, I do need to look into that. I want to do the polybag stuff, but I really want to do a glow in the dark cover because I think it would be really cool if I did like like a really tame cover. But when you have it on display and you turn off the lights, then it becomes like a really X-rated cover, like she's glowing kind of thing. You know, that I think that's fun.
Albert, yes, Mike's working. He's just laughing in the background. He doesn't talk much.
What?
Somebody asked if your mic was working. All we can hear is you laughing.
Yeah, I crack inappropriate jokes every once in a while. That's about it.
Well, this is definitely the episode to do it to.
Like, I really like the idea of the black Superman.
I don't think any rules apply tonight.
I like the idea that Superman polybag with the bleeding penis on the front of it.
Whoa, what?
The dripping penis logo.
April got lost in her own design right now. She lost that whole conversation.
Yeah, I zoned out for a second while I was like evaluating my rainbow color choices because I don't think that yellow is working. But all I heard was bleeding Pepsi penis or something, and I'm locked right back into the conversation, but I missed where we were going with this.
Well, see, normally what happens is you throw a couple dick jokes in there, and then there's some other jokes get thrown in there, and then you end up with rainbow socks.
Yeah, there we go. That's a better yellow.
Glow in the dark is golder. Funny. Yeah, I'm really curious on the whole PayPal thing, though. I've heard it from a few other people, and I don't think they're scoping it out. I think the people that I've heard is people are pissed off at them and report them on purpose.
I kind of think that too, but also I know that right now eBay is basically like
eBay's banning it for sure.
They're getting rid of all of it, and I kind of feel like maybe that's a part of the reason why PayPal might be doing that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but if you're making money and I'm making money, like, what the fuck do you care?
Yeah, I know, and like it was really weird. Like because a couple months ago, I was trying. Someone was selling my books on eBay, and I was like, well, I still have some of these books. I'll throw them up on eBay, but sell them for whatever the price I was selling them for. I'm not going to upcharge or nothing. And then eBay was like, well, you can't sell these books, and I was like, but there's like, there's 30 other retailers on eBay that are selling my books. Why can't I sell my own book? I'm the creator. Like,
yeah.
What's silly about it with PayPal?
Because it's clown porn, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody take a shot. Somebody said clown. Take a shot.
Oh, is that the game we're playing? Hold on, I got this. Hold on.
See, I didn't.
I'm already
It
drunk.
was a good time.
Lame.
No, I know things are getting weird and restricted out there. I'm curious on how it's going to play for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous too because it's like because someone was saying, well, Kickstarter's doing the no pornography thing. I was like, yeah, but I don't label my books as a pornography or anything on Kickstarter, and everything is always censored, and it's never
Kickstarter. As long as you're not showing anything,
yeah.
They're at least at this point.
Right.
There's plenty of adult stuff on Kickstarter that just don't show anything. Well, when I remember Luis Torres had a problem with his thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you can't do it. And I was like, dude, show me what you're doing. And I looked at his campaign, and it took me 30 seconds to be like, dude, you can't do what you're doing right here. Like, this is your problem, this specific part. And he was like, no. I'm like, dude, just fix that and resubmit it. You'll be fine. He did it, and it was fine.
It was funny because he was like, he posted about that on Facebook, and literally like all of our mutual fans that like buy both our books, they were like, well, how does Jimmy Noble do it? And I'm just like, I censor everything. Like,
yeah.
Like they were like, well, how does he get away with it? I'm like, I'm not getting away with anything. Like, they're coming after me. I was like, what did I do?
We are smart with our
Redacted
movies.
art. Everything is redacted. And here comes Lewis, and he's like, no, that page is fine. I'm like, dude, no, that page is not remotely fine.
Well, he asked me, he's like, which of these images do you think Kickstarter is saying no on? And I was like, I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong questions.
It wasn't his covers. His covers weren't the problem. It was the interior pages that he was showing.
Oh, it was the interior.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, that page is why you got kicked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Funny.
Yeah,
Silly
the
people in
only
there.
time I've ever gotten in trouble with Kickstarter was I was going to do a giveaway, and then they were like, that's gambling. You can't do that. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing a giveaway. At least not on
Wow, that's
Kickstarter.
Stupid.
No, you just do the giveaways off Kickstarter. I mean, there's tons of
Yeah.
people. Polito does that. Dan Mendoza does that. They do these nightly, not nightly, but like 3 or
Weekly.
4 times during the campaign. They're like, hey, come
Right.
to our Facebook, and if you're there and you're a backer, you can win some stuff. And that's honestly, that's really great for your social media too, because it's dragging people away from just sitting on Kickstarter and getting
Right.
them engaged in your social media wherever you send them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some shit.
Yeah.
I know.
I know
you're
what's up.
Nail on the head every once in a while.
Yeah.
You sound like you've done this before.
I
Tom.
take a lot of swings, so I got to hit sometimes.
Look, guys, Tom read a book earlier today. Okay, he knows something.
Kickstarter for Dummies.
I
read
was
Kickstarter
about
for
to say
Dummies.
Kickstarter for
Kickstarter
Dummies.
They should do like there should be a like at least like on the comic side of things there should be somebody that like does a Kickstarter on how to run Kickstarters, like a book
Oh, it's
on
on-
how to run Kickstarters on Kickstarter, and
Right,
people buy the
people,
book.
Yeah, then you're gonna have people fighting. Well, I should be writing it because look at mine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because there's always gonna be that one guy who's like, well, I made $1 more than this guy, or well, this guy's only done 5. I've done 11.
Who the fuck cares? Just
Yeah.
do it and let them all fight amongst themselves.
Well,
Because
yeah.
I want to
You
see
gotta- you
someone.
gotta
I don't even
subtract
care who
the
does it.
people
I want to see
playing.
someone do it. I want to see it make like $100 grand because everybody's going to be like, "Oh my god, this is how you do Kickstarter," and it makes like $100 grand on the book, right? That would be amazing.
And then they get the book and it's all like blank pages.
And
It's all scrambled porn.
the inside is just basically like do it however you
Cinematic
want.
version.
Yeah, every page is do it however you
There's
want.
no right way to do a Kickstarter. Do it however you want.
So yeah, someone was telling me this idea of because like a lot of people in the comic market, like recently, I wouldn't say like recent, but like in the last couple of years, they buy a lot of the reason why they buy comics is because of the cover artist.
Sure.
And so a lot there is people that they just buy for the covers,
Of
and
course.
Well,
and
yeah,
someone
no
was
shit.
like, someone was like, well, I'm gonna do one with like some really good covers, and then the inside is just gonna be stop buying books just for covers, and it's just gonna be a bunch of stick figure drawings. And I was like, that's a great idea, but you can only do it once because after that, no one's gonna want to buy your next book.
Yeah.
Because the people that want the cover and the inside are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So maybe 20% of your buyers are going to be like, "Hey, I got my eBass cover and it's great," and then the other 80% are going to be like, "Yo, what the hell is this?" I remember they did there was a Lobo like a box set thing that they put out in the 90s, and it had
Yeah.
like I don't know, like 3 trade paperbacks or something, and then it had a book called it was something like Lobo's Book of Knowledge or something like that.
Oh yeah, I
And-
remember that.
Yeah, and so you were supposed to get 4 books, 3 trades and this one Lobo's Book of Knowledge. So it comes out, and the Lobo's Book of Knowledge has a nice cover on it, and then you open it up, and it's all blank pages.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
And people were pissed. It was. I mean, you bought 3 trade paperbacks? You're fine. You did fine.
Right. Yeah.
This is a joke, guys. But yeah, there it is. If you
Well,
joke,
yeah, because his knowledge is blank. He doesn't have knowledge.
correct. He has no knowledge. So you get one attempt at that, but you're going to piss a lot of people off along the way.
Right. Yeah. Like, it's and there. I know a couple people that they do read. Like, there's. So last year when I did issue 3 of my book, I make a cameo in that book, but a lot of people don't know that because they didn't read the book, and like 7 months after I had all the books were out, a guy messaged me like 7 months later, like this was a while later, and he's like talking to me, he's like, "Hey man, you're in issue 3," and I was like, "Yeah, yes I am."
Holy shit, I am! Look at that!
Side note, sorry, Eric, your cards suck. Eric Davis is a St. Louis fan, and I am not.
Okay. Yeah, and then like, so I did that. So the issue 3, I made a cameo in, and then after 7 months, someone was like, "Oh, you're in the book." I was like, "Thank you." That really made my day. And then for Christmas, I was like, "Well, fuck the cameo. I'm just gonna be in the book and just bang all my characters, and then we'll see who reads that." Everybody,
I love that story. It's so funny.
it's like, "What do you want for Christmas, Jim?" I was like, "I'm gonna bang all the Trilly Rad babes." And no one
What
can
do
say
I
no.
want for Christmas?
my artist was kind of weirded out by it, but but I didn't send like any reference photos. I was like, just go with your imagination. Like, just draw me skinny.
Imagine what my dick looks like.
You can't cheat.
You know, they call it the COVID-19 because of the 19 pounds that you gain during that time. That's I'm definitely at like the 40 pound point though. So
I was like, I thought it was the COVID don't talk about it rule.
yeah, yeah.
Right, Mike?
Yep, right there with you.
It's
Well-
funny when I went to my doctor and they're like, "Oh, you've lost 10." I'm like, "Yeah, that barely. Yeah, whatever."
So this summer I'm moving to Arizona, and
Why?
I'm like, great. I have an easy way to lose weight. I could just hang out outside for a few minutes and sweat off all the pounds.
Yeah.
I'm moving out there basically just to be closer to my printer because I'm printing like roughly between 1,000 to 3,000 books a month, and I'm tired of paying for shipping.
Yeah.
And lately, a couple of my boxes have been getting lost, not because of the printer, but because of FedEx. And I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to do this.
Are you actually moving to Phoenix, or are you moving
Yeah,
more
I'm moving
north?
to the Glendale, Phoenix area, around that
Awesome.
area. Pretty excited. It's gonna be totally rad. It's gonna be fun.
I know
There's
you
some
really
nice
like to be
comic
hot
shops up
all the
there.
time.
Well, I mean, I lived in Florida, and then I moved to Texas, and now I'm just like working my way across to like all the hot states, and eventually I'll be in
There
California.
I hope not.
Yeah, you don't want to go to California.
Yeah, just skip that one. You
I
know how you
came
had
from
to
there,
skip? You
man.
go from Texas, you have to skip over New Mexico to get to Arizona. So just skip over California and just go end up in Hawaii.
And go to
Yeah.
Guam.
Just do yourself a
Yeah.
favor.
Yeah, don't go to California. I mean, you'll pay more in everything. Screw your fucking printing, man. You'll pay more in just like to breathe.
Gas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, I guess like, so I'm like a huge like fan of like a lot of the comedians that are from there, and they're all moving to Texas now.
Yeah, everyone's leaving.
Yeah, thanks, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan moves to Texas. Now all the comedians are moving to Texas.
And they're all following him. Yeah.
And I'm mad because it's like, well, great, all my comedians will be here, and I'm leaving the state.
See, what it is California is the place that you have to go to start everything. But once
Yeah.
you've made it, like you're like, all right, now I can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I can get a house that, has 7 bedrooms in it for what I pay for a 1-bedroom loft.
Oh
That's
God,
really
yeah,
true, actually.
yeah.
I'm going to Florida
Yeah,
first chance I get.
I'm pretty excited to be out of Dallas and paying basically half of what I'm paying just for a 2-bedroom apartment, like for a house. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Like that's way
Yeah.
better than here.
Mike, did you just say you're going to go to Florida the first chance you get?
Yeah, it turns out I really love Florida, actually.
You
have to
just
accept
want to
that.
fucking go and hit on the retired people.
Well, duh.
Well, I told you that story about all the retirement homes, right?
No.
No, it's
Where in Florida, the highest cases of chlamydia all come from the old folks' homes.
no way.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's totally true.
because they're
That's
all
crazy.
sleeping. They're like, their husband dies and they're just sleeping around with the next man that shows up, and then
Wow.
it's like generations of STDs just being passed around.
Nice.
Gross.
Never mind, Mike. I see the excitement.
I mean, now I kind of have to go. Man.
I'll be back in Florida, and I'll be going to Florida August. I'll be there for MegaCon.
That's why the old people all eat at like 4:00 is because they got banging to do at like 11. You know, you
Literally.
can't be doing this on a full stomach.
Oh, you can
Or
eat
they're
buffet.
tired of
Thank
banging
you.
all day.
Ugh.
Read their
Yeah,
totally
I don't
rad
know if we
comics.
can have you as a
Bang each
sponsor
other.
again.
Yeah, I lived in Florida for 3 years, and I was like, after the first hurricane, I was like, I don't want to. This isn't fun. Like they're like, oh yeah, you just drive north for the hurricane, and then if you come back and your house is there, it's great. And it's like that's not fun at all. Why would you want to live here?
That's one hell of an if to play off of. Jesus.
Talk about gambling.
It's like, that doesn't seem fun to me. It's like Yeah, like you work real hard, and then you go retire to a place that your house may get destroyed every year. Like, I don't want to live there. So,
Well, it's not
Risking my
even
life
that
at my
there.
old age.
You've
I'm
also
gonna move
got
to Florida.
sinkholes. You
I
all of a
got sinkholes
sudden
in
like
Tennessee too.
yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, my grandparents, they built their house in a giant fucking sinkhole. Like,
no,
Wow.
it could go.
That
It
was
could
great.
go any day now. It just spreads. Like, it doesn't, like, it just spreads. You don't know if it's going to spread, but it just spreads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that people, developers are just pretty dumb. When California, where I was at, like we got rain, but we didn't get like rain, crazy rain. And when I moved, all of a sudden California was getting these torrential downpours that they're not used to. And in Santa Clarita, which is over by like Valencia area, Magic Mountain, they built apartment complexes in the dried up riverbeds. Well, that shit ain't dried up no more.
Wow.
Like it took out like 4 feet. The water
oh
just
God,
nuts because they're like, oh, this hasn't had water in it in 40 years. Well, guess what? If it had water in it at one time, the potential for it to do it again is there.
Yeah, 40 years is not even a blink of the eye in the life of the Earth. Jesus.
But guess what? Poof, bitch, done.
It doesn't rain here anymore. Look at that. Huh, let's build a house.
never thought this.
Yeah,
would
there was a house I was looking at here in Michigan, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy shit, this is like perfect. Why is this so damn cheap? And it's because the river that it had been built on the side of the river had eroded all of the land underneath it, and so basically the whole thing had to just be rebuilt and reset because of the river. I was just like, oh well, that's not for me then.
You buy the house, you got to tear it down and start over.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No.
Can't be fooling with that.
Jason Richards, what am I watching? I don't even think we really know. So just join in.
That's it. Just let it happen. Close your eyes and let it happen.
Yeah, it tends to be a bit of a potluck conversationally here.
The Potluck
Yeah,
Podcast.
Bouncing from one bullshit crazy ass thing to the next. What sounds like to me.
I like it.
That's kind of how most of us have done our lives, right? No scripts,
Yeah,
off the
like
wall.
works.
Yeah. What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's show me a picture of somebody's cat and what comes to mind. That's what we're going to talk about.
Plan. What makes you think I have a plan?
Do I look like the guy that has a plan to you? And now we start talking about Batman.
Oh,
No,
man.
that's no. I'll just shut it down.
No,
Yeah,
we're
I'm kind of
definitely-
with it,
Tom.
just
No,
because there's
That's okay. Because with Tom on, we are not talking about movies.
Yeah,
Well,
we have a
there's
whole
too much of
show
an
for that.
oversaturation of Batman everywhere. Fucking Batman's everywhere right now. It's kind of annoying. Like
Mikey
DC
said
literally
no.
does not know. I'll just say, and DC doesn't know they have any other characters. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yes.
That's because
Yeah.
everything else fails.
I mean,
Well, we didn't get to
Can't
do our
say
movie
for sure.
show last night because Dave was sick. So
Yeah, David had some bad Pizza Hut.
yep.
no.
Yeah, I read that comment. Hopefully he's doing better.
Yeah, I can only I basically went through the same thing I think he's going through now, and it's like, yeah, it's not fun for about a day.
Well, no one really wants to get poisoned by pizza.
Yeah, that's true too. It's like pizza. It's like you should never like
Pizza should
never
be your
your
friend.
friend. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly.
It's so safe.
You know,
If Mike ever got
I
food
have
poisoning
ate
from
pizza
pizza, he
that's
cried.
been left out for 24 hours. Like, what the hell did they do to it that made your body reject it? Like,
24 hours? That's rookie
I mean,
shit right there.
Yeah, I think
well,
Yeah,
I would
no
say,
kidding.
well, it was
That's
8
what
and
the-
gone by at that point.
Mike's
like-
like, this was here 3 days ago. It's good. We're fine.
Yeah.
I ordered a pizza on Friday. I'm still eating it.
Enough
I'm not
said.
even-
I've had chicken in the fridge, and I'm like, oh, that's been there a while. I just smell it. And it's like that doesn't smell so bad, and I'll just
Yeah,
cook
right.
it up. You
Treat it
just
like
kind
your
of
laundry.
really, really cook it,
I had Papa John's in my refrigerator when I was in the Navy. I'd go. Sometimes they put you on deployment without telling you, and
Oh, should have
so
gone to war.
I don't
Yeah.
like how this sounds. already.
So I got Papa John's, and I was like, oh, I'll just have this tomorrow, put it in my refrigerator. And then they're like, hey, by the way, we're going out to see tomorrow. And I was like, oh, crap. And then so like that morning on my way out the door, I was like, well, before I go, I should have a muffin. Put it in the microwave. I was like, I'll have a hot muffin. Heat up the muffin. And then my buddy texted me, and he's like, hey, I'm here to get you. And I was like, oh, well, gotta go. And I forgot about the muffin. And we went out to sea, and we were only supposed to be out to sea for like a month. And we were out to sea from June, then July, then August. Then we ran out of food, so we had to get more food. But we didn't pull into port. We pulled in off the coast of Hawaii to get food. We were eating pancakes and hash browns for every meal, and chicken fried steak, which is why I'll never eat that ever again. And and then we came back, and the Papa John's was still in my refrigerator because I lived in the barracks, no one else was living there, and there was no mold on the pizza, but that muffin went.
Did you have to throw away the entire microwave?
No, I just threw out the muffin. It was the Navy's microwave.
Just cook it. You just cook it.
Just
put it on like a 3-hour cycle. Just cook it up.
Yeah, it's like
soften it up a bit.
It may be a hockey puck, but it'll be edible.
They would do room inspections, but they never inspected my microwave. So
probably the better thing.
Jokes on them when I got out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the Navy's. That's the Navy's microwave, the Navy's refrigerator, the Navy's toilet. That's their problem. Like,
I don't want to know what you
The
did in that
Navy's
toilet.
I didn't know. It's not that I did anything to the toilet. It was a toilet from the '80s, and the plumbing was just so bad. Like, no matter what, even if you just did number one in the toilet and you flushed it, it would overflow. It was it was that bad.
Maybe really thick urine.
So at that point, you just go outside and handle it?
Maybe.
Well, at that point, I was just like, I'll just go in the submarine.
There you go.
I'm underwater anyway.
Yeah.
It's like peeing in a pool, right?
Yeah. Wait, what? But I'll tell you what though. I was in the Navy. I was on 2 different submarines. I got some fun stories. But like some stories I can't even tell because according to the Navy, I was on quote unquote mission. So
wow.
Like it's hard to believe.
Is this your Skull Island story? We went to Skull Island.
Well, it does involve a body of water, or no, a body of land that you can see from Periscope. But if you were to tell me when I was 17, 18, being on a submarine that 10 years later that I'd be making Naked Lady comics, I would not believe it. I was definitely not. I was not the guy that I am today. I'll tell you that. I mean, I was still having fun and drinking, but yeah, I was not thinking about doing Naked Lady comics.
You gonna push the envelope, and next year that'll be a title for your book, Naked Lady Comics.
I remember I met.
Go all.
Yeah, you already got kicked off the page now.
No, you got to do the opposite where it doesn't have a single one. It's just a story about girls that draw it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the band, right? Bare Naked Ladies, but it's not Bare Naked Ladies at all.
Girls putting their clothes on.
At all. It's false advertising. Well, I met Bud Root at a show once, and I remember and he had all his cave girl stuff all over, and I remember looking at those books, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, you never see me pay money for a Naked Lady comic, and then literally that's how I make money.
You're not paying for it though, technically.
Well, yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, I'm paying for the artwork though, so.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but that can be written off as the art. So.
That's
Yeah, but it's
just
almost
research.
worse because then you're customizing it for yourself. It's like,
No, I'd rather to see it this way.
Yeah, I'd rather it have me banging the girls instead of.
I'm not paying money for that unless I'm in it.
Yeah. Well, it was funny too because when we did that Christmas story, I was telling the artist that was doing those pages, and I was like, "Yeah, man, so I'll be doing this with the characters." And I said, "I'll tell you what, you draw some extra pages. You could draw yourself in there because you've been with me since the beginning, and we could just have a whole fun of all the Totally Rad babes." And then he was like, "Cool, man. When's the deadline?" I said, "Here you go." And then the deadline came. He gave me the pages, and he goes, "I didn't have time to draw me." And I was like, "That's fair." I'm pretty sure he planned that.
Right? I threw it by the wife. She said, "Hell no."
Yeah, well, it's a good conversation starter when you're on a date, and like my whole apartment is literally filled with totally rad comics. So like if a lady ever comes over, I'm like, hey, check out this, and I give them the Christmas issue. And yeah,
That's what I was like naked, by the way.
yeah, that's me in that book. So, and then I tell them, and nothing is exaggerated.
Yeah, that could go one
This
of
is-
two ways, there, homie.
You just give it to him. This is the bedroom preview.
Yeah,
Nice.
like
There's
that's how you
clown
start-
makeup on the desk. You can get yourself ready.
Yeah, here's the clown kit. Well, I met a burlesque, actual legitimate clown, and now she's in ads for Totally Rad, which I'm actually pretty excited about.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I never expected to do that. I never thought I'd be meeting a real life clown, let alone one that doesn't mind getting naked.
Yeah.
She's got that market cornered, man.
Right? It's like, Bozo had his thing, and then she's got her thing, and
What do you do?
and
She's boobs, though.
yeah, but when because when people think of sexy clowns, there's not really any legitimately famous sexy clowns. Like there's Harley
it's-
Quinn, but she shouldn't count as a clown.
But when I think of sexy clowns now, I think Jim Noble.
Yeah.
That's why
See,
I
that's
can't
my-
get
Have you
into
ever
it.
seen a sexy clown? Oh, but I'm pretty sure Jim Noble's drawn one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal. Like when people search sexy clowns, I want Totally Rad Comics to be the first thing that pops up. Like that's what I.
Do people search for sexy clowns?
I mean, I did, so somebody else must be right.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah,
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Thing.
Yeah, there's just not enough out there. I was like, I need more, and so I created Roxy Feelgood, and then I created Tricks, and then I created a lot of Licks, and then I created Bendy Bendison, and then Linda Pistola the Chola, and then
Jesus.
well, that one I didn't name. That was actually named by Giovanni Linda, and and then what was the other one? The other one was a lot of mountains.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can guess what her power is.
I don't think I need to guess.
She has really nice handwriting.
Yeah.
What a wrong? Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, really nice writing, and Jimmy Noble, that really doesn't fit well, apparently, to some people.
Oh,
But
sorry.
yeah. Tom, you'll love this. So I met an artist not too long ago, and I was telling him about the thing that we're doing for the summer camp. And I was like, yeah, Tom's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing. And he goes, yeah, and Tom's an actual writer. And I was like, oh,
Oh
Tom's a legitimate writer. And I was like, oh, come on, man.
shit! You read
Like-
the story? It's fucking amazing.
That's fucking amazing. And I mean, they're not wrong.
right. I didn't have an argument with the guy. My dad read one of my scripts once for one of my books, and he was just like, "That's all you do? That's all you write? Where's the dialogue?" And I was like, "No, I don't write the dialogue till it's done, like, because you never know what the artist is going to do." He's
Jim
like,
Jim just uses predictive text for his script. Ooh, baby, yeah.
yeah, it's all I think my favorite line, one of my favorite lines that I ever wrote was "Give me that clown dick," but that's about as award winning that it ever got.
None of this conversation can be saved. Like
Yeah.
ever.
Man, I have to use
YouTube.
that
I'm going to be
line
really
now.
curious what happens on YouTube with this.
Well, I mean, we're past the good boy clock, which is 15 minutes into the program, so I think we should be fine.
I think you've gotten demonetized already. I don't know.
There's no monetization of this channel.
Definitely not now.
Not yet. Not now.
That after this episode.
Give me that clown dick.
Oh, you guys are out.
I'll change the title of this one. Give me that clown dick.
You know, it's gonna be real funny now. It's like you're all gonna get emails from PayPal after this.
No kidding.
I will punch you in the throat.
Yeah.
I got another Kickstarter I gotta do. If that's the case, I'm coming for you, Noble.
It'll take 4 years for me to get put onto their naughty list, but I'm sure my time will be coming.
I feel like it's like that scene in The Godfather where just like everyone's getting murked at the end of the movie. Like I'm the guy who's getting stuck between the revolving door, and they're just shooting me. You know, and it's like, all right, well, it's my time to go. It's my time to go. I
Right.
guess I'm going to swear now.
At least I died cool.
Yeah. At least I went out like a badass. I was self
Died with the line. Give me that clown dick.
Give me that guy. You know, I really wonder like what's going to be put on my gravestone, and also what are my grandkids going to think when they discover all the books that I wrote? When they find a storage unit filled with all the books that I couldn't sell because PayPal shut me down.
You know what?
Okay, well, first, do you
Well,
have
you
kids?
just got to start selling out, man. You got to get some sellouts.
I wonder it's like I guarantee you like what son or daughter, whichever I have, they're going to be cool with it, but they're never going to tell their kids about what dirty grandpa did, you know?
Right.
That's your
It's
first
like the
hurdle
family
right there.
business
You
after
have
a
to
while.
get the woman to give you kids first. You got to get past that step first.
Well,
You got to get the woman first.
that means she's got to get past all of this first.
yeah.
So good luck. buddy.
You can't get a comic book character pregnant.
That's a good point.
But
Crazy,
I mean,
but he's right.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I gotta find the right gal who's like into what I'm into, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
I don't think eHarmony has a button for that.
Well, you know what?
Comment section.
I was on one of those dating apps. like,
Onlyclowns.com.
Yeah.
Clowns.
Oh, that's an awesome idea for a book. I was on like one of them dating sites last year, and like I was like trying to explain to someone what I do. They're like, "Oh, you make comic books like Spider-Man?" And I was like, "Well, there is white webbing involved in my books, but not."
Oh, good lord.
They definitely don't take anything that I do seriously. I was like, I make really good money doing this, and they're like, well, do you go to school at all? Like, what are you going to college? Like, no. Why would I go to college?
What's cool?
I got kicked out of school when I was 16. Why would I go to college?
You know what they told me? They told me no.
Yeah, you know, if I've learned anything from doing Truly Rad Comics is that even no matter what your dreams are, your dreams can pretty much come true. Like, hey, I may have gotten a D in my freshman English class, but boy, look at me now. Now I'm a real writer.
Oh, dude, D.
No,
yeah,
Tom's a real writer.
I'm a real writer. I got a D plus.
Yeah.
D plus. Yeah, that's the funniest thing is I squeaked out of high school. Squeaked
Me too.
out of high school with D's, and
Now
particularly
you've
in
got
the
doubles.
English classes is like, yeah, this is not where Tom's gonna be making his living. And then here I am writing comics. It's like, how the hell did that happen?
Great marketing.
That is one of the greatest, cosmic, bizarre, mysteries.
I remember freshman year, I got kicked out April Fool's Day, and my mom thought it was a joke. For the last 12 years, I have yet to top that April Fool's joke. There's nothing that I can do unless
You still trying?
go to jail for like tax evasions or something. Like, there's nothing that can beat getting kicked out of high school on April Fool's Day.
No, tell her you read clown porn.
Yeah. well, she knows exactly the books I do, but like she doesn't like look at what I do. But yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
She used to be a
See,
comedian. so she could
Thomas,
do it.
to get a college movie class, you have to go to college.
See, I wanted to get in the college movie classes, but like it was already filled up every time I tried to go into it. Like I want to watch RoboCop.
Yeah, it was a horseshit. My college experience was one semester. I took 2 classes. All right. One was business because that was at the time it was like, hey, I want to open a comic book store. Might as well do this, figure out what the hell's going on. The other class was volleyball. That was it. It was business and volleyball. After one semester, I was like, this is some bullshit. And I was out. I could not do. I had taken a year off after high school. So there was absolutely no part of me that could go to class and like sit and listen to a guy talk. Even though I had a really great business professor, he was really awesome. And he kept telling me, dude, you are going to like go places. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to be here. I'm not going to go here. That's what's going to happen. So it was business and volleyball, but in the back of business class is where Critter was born because I was bored out of my mind. And that's where I drew her for the first time. And so here we are, however many decades later.
I took so when I got my GED when I was 16, and in order to join the Navy, you had to have college credit, so I had to go to community college. So I took theater and arts and photography, and after my first semester, I got put on academic probation because I wasn't going to classes. Like my parents, this is the Jimmy Noble that didn't have a car at 16. My parents are dropping me off at community college, and then I would just hang out with all the stoner kids. And then I would take a couple pictures, but then like the photography teacher was like, hey, you need to not use flash and like actually take real photos. And I was like, that is a real photo. It's photography, isn't it? And I got a D. And then theater and arts, I got a B. And the only reason why I didn't get an A is because
you kept dressing up like a clown.
Well, no, like this is pre-clown Jimmy Noble. This is just Jimmy Noble, and we were the professor. He had like one of them water bottles of like vodka in it, and so I was like, well, I never showed up to your class, so I'm not going to ask for an A, but I'm going to ask for a B. Otherwise, I'm going to turn you in to the campus dean or whatever, and then you'll lose your job. And so I got a B, and then you bet your ass I went to Theater and Arts 102 that next semester, and I also got to be in that one. And and because every semester he'd be like, well, just email me what grade you think you deserve, because there's like never any tests. It's like you just get on stage and you do whatever he tells you to do, like guys and dolls, and then basically you just whatever. And that literally like that next year he got fired for having alcohol on campus, not because of me.
Damn.
I had a history teacher that would read Playboy in the back of class.
Well, that is
That
kind of
was high school.
When I was the Game Boy, the first Game Boy came out like the year that I was a high school senior, and so I got one. And basically, that was my high school experience. I was in the back of class playing Game Boy all the time, and my English teacher, in fact, she saw me playing it in the back. She's like, you can't have that out during your tests because you can't. She thought it was like a computer. That I was like, in 1990, she thought this was like a computer with like some kind of like answers on it. This isn't like an iPhone now. I'm like, no, this is Super Mario, lady. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it.
Oh God, yeah.
Whoa, that was loud and sounded like somebody was watching something.
What?
All I heard was, "Oh God, yeah."
Oh no. No, I was just reading one of the lines from my books.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That looks like that sounded. It was abnormally loud for this conversation and in the right tone.
Oh man, yeah.
See?
It's funny too. Like, I had a lady friend that came over, and she's like looking at all my books, and she's like, "Hey, do you expect me to look like any of these characters on your books?" And I was like, "Well, they're not real, so no."
My smart ass would have been like, "Well, maybe one or two of them."
Well,
The clown makeup is on the dresser. Let's find out.
That's when I'll point to the cosplay covers, and then they're out the door. But yeah, like, oh man. It's an interesting business to be in. I'll tell you that. And
Oh, we know.
I was telling Tom earlier. I got one of those fancy. What you call it, Tom? What's that? What's the thing that I showed you earlier? What do they call that?
What the hell are you talking about?
The thing. The one, the little click thing. With the reel.
Oh
in it.
yeah, the ViewMaster.
The ViewMaster. So I got I got a ViewMaster for my birthday for my sister, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I could get a custom reel made, and just put a bunch of all the nude and X-rated covers that I can't sell at the booth. I could just be like, hey, look at the field viewer, and you can get whichever cover you want here. Like I can't have it on the table, but you can look at it in this.
That's a really cool idea.
Well, then
Yeah, until he starts spreading pink eye around the con.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
after
imagine Jane from
Hey,
Firefly.
sexy
I'll be
face
in
sex
Rob
for-
Bone.
Like here, put these goggles on, and then you can look at this thing.
Yeah, let me
Put these
wipe
rubbers
this
on your
down-
eyes.
wipe this down with Clorox real quick, and then you can put it on. But it sounded like a good idea at the time.
I need you to fill in this form for me first.
I definitely don't want to be that guy to be known as, well, Jimmy Noble gave me pink eye.
Well, yeah. Have you read his book?
Right? That's all you'll get.
That's not the worst thing that you're gonna get from Jimmy Noble. No.
You get STD as a stretch goal.
I don't even want to know why
Nice.
the knows you have no pants on.
Who wears pants? I wear shorts. Too
Pants
hot.
has
for
no
pants.
pants on.
Yeah, pants.
Yeah, when you move to
Exactly.
Arizona, you'll never wear pants again, man. Like, I'm not wearing any pants at all. Maybe short.
Mike has one pair, and he lost them.
I had one
stories
pair
that
of
like.
shorts. I had one pair of shorts when I worked at CBCS. Or no, I'm sorry, one pair of pants, I should say. One pair of pants when I worked at CBCS, and then we got taken over. And they're like, "Oh, the big boss is coming down. We got to dress up." And I was like, "Okay, can I wear shorts?" And they were like, "No, you got to wear pants." And then I tried to put the pants on, they didn't fit. I was like, "Man, what the heck wore these?" And then I tried. I went to Walmart and they had they for some reason they create dress shorts. Like it's a legit
Yeah,
they're
that's
shorts.
not bad.
They're
Yeah.
they're like dress pants for shorts, and I tried wearing those, and they're like, And I was like, oh. So I bought it. Needless to say, the moral of the story is I bought a $60 pair of shorts that I only wore one time.
And now to try them on.
Actually, yeah, now I don't even think I can fit in those ones anymore. After COVID,
It's not COVID. That's cupcake.
Yeah. We like to call
Cupcake
You
that.
got the
19.
cupcake 20 right now, dude.
Yeah, those cupcakes. Yeah, there's a reason why I stopped. I stopped buying cupcakes like I was. I was going through like a 6-pack, a week.
Sounds like Marissa.
You got a whole different meaning for back, man. What'd you have?
Well,
A
like-
six-pack?
A 14-pound bag of Skittles.
Wait, in one sitting?
No, so my coworker
No.
likes to play tricks on me, and I told him one day that I really like Skittles, so he started going to the vending machine without me knowing it and placing bags of Skittles on my desk once a week, and I was like, where the fuck are all these Skittles coming from? And so I have my friend check the security cameras, and I'm like, who is leaving Skittles on my desk? This is becoming a weekly occurrence. So then I finally figured out that it was Adam, and I was like, Adam, why are you leaving Skittles on my desk? I was like, I have too many Skittles, and he says, he goes, it really hurts my feelings that you went around the entire office and didn't ask me if I was the one leaving Skittles on your desk. He goes, why was I the last person? I was like, because you're the last person that I expected to leave Skittles on my desk. So then that Christmas, he buys me an 8-pound bag of Skittles from Amazon as a joke, and he puts them on my desk. Well, last Christmas, it was getting really close to Christmas, and I was like, Adam, where are my Skittles? Jokingly, and he's like, oh, I don't know. And then 2 days before Christmas Eve, I come to work, and there is a tub, a moving tub of Skittles on my desk. It's 14
Oh my
pounds worth of Skittles. And I was like,
Oh,
Adam,
my God.
what the fuck are you doing? I'm never going to be able to eat all these. So I'm pawning them off on Mike's kids and giving them away to people at work. And I'm just literally so eating Skittles.
She has him his house performing
Yeah,
gifts.
but how many of those did he touch?
All of them.
Oh, they were all sealed.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Your kids, you want some candy?
Yeah, it's like he's trying to win me. He's like trying to win me over with some candy or whatever. But I mean, like we were cool before. Like he didn't have to like win brownie points with me or anything. We were cool before, but now I'm just like, Adam, we're not so cool anymore because I don't know what the fuck to do with these Skittles. Like I still have like 5 bags sitting in my pantry.
Yeah, have you guys seen
So-
like those 5-pound gummy bears? It's like it's one gummy bear, but
no.
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
it's like a foot tall, and it's just I don't even know how you go about eating it.
Oh, I've seen those. I know what you're talking about. But it's like one,
Yeah, it's all
but it's
meant
only
with
one
sugar and
flavor.
stuff.
So like you.
Yeah,
one
it's just
red
like
gummy
one
bear.
giant bear. Yeah.
Whoever's eating that is a psychopath. I'll
Like
tell you that.
yeah, it's seriously. You have to like take a knife to it, man. I don't know. Let's just sit there and just eat its head off. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, but seriously, the fun thing to do is to rip pieces apart and stick them on your lips, and then pretend that you're Admiral Akbar from Star Wars.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Shut up. Are you saying that you've never done that? It is awesome. And then
I
you start
stopped playing with
chasing the
food
little
around the
kids
time
with
all
the
of Britain
gummy worms
was-
stuck to your whatever. It's fun.
Wait,
We need to hang out more, April.
I would say.
so wait, are you like so you put it on your tongue and then you go, it's a trap,
No,
or
no. You rip them apart and then you stick them on your lips, like on your actual lips.
yeah.
Yeah, it adheres. It's like glue. It's like glue, and it sticks to your lips, and you can get like I don't know 6 of them like on your face and whatever. It's
I want
hilarious.
to know
I'm very
how that
confused.
process came
I'm
about.
very
I will
confused.
teach you at Comic Palooza. You're going to be there,
Wait.
right?
No.
But what does Admiral Akbar have to do with any of that?
Well, you can be like, oh, it's a trap, and then whatever. Nothing will happen to you. I mean, it looks like
How does-
whiskers hanging off of your face. I
Say
have
that
no life.
You gotta
This
do
is
what now?
Yeah,
Worst.
ago.
Admiral Akbar ever.
Oh. Whatever.
Again.
One more time.
Well, it's either that or tequila worms, and nobody wants that.
Oh God! You put tequila worms in your nostrils.
Oh wow.
Maybe we don't need to hang out.
No, we definitely need to hang out. April and I need to drink together. Sounds like fun.
I got one of those. I got one of those tequila bottles with the really dirty ass worm at the bottom.
I
That sounds
don't
like
drink
right
that
about your
shit
aisle.
because of poltergeist, man.
What?
So now
We're
we're gonna
told-
have to have like an Admiral Akbar show where April can both draw and talk like
Talk
Admiral
like
Akbar.
Admiral.
Shit, hold on.
Yep.
See if I have some.
Next week's sponsor, April Rain.
April Reina and Lucasfilm is our sponsors next week.
Right? Don't do this was not our idea.
We got to know somebody who knows somebody at Lucasfilm, right?
Sure.
Someone somewhere.
We got it like that.
The kids ate all the gummies, so I'm out at the moment. I was gonna do a live demonstration, but I'm
Disappointing.
gummyless. I know.
Disappointing.
We all need to send you gummy bears now.
14 pounds of gummy bears.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
an address.
yeah.
Sorry, Gus, but you gave me your address last week. You're screwed.
I can't remember the last time I actually ate a gummy bear. It's been a long time.
Oh,
Well, according to your books,
yeah, but like you eat one, and it just throws you right back into your childhood. It's fantastic.
I don't know about
You've
that.
seen what they make those things out of, right?
No, I don't give a shit.
probably like
You
horse
can do
shit.
anything, but I
Isn't it
don't
like-
care.
Let me find a picture for you.
Pig hoops.
No,
Don't ruin my childhood, motherfucker.
that's right.
Don't ruin it
Start
for me.
sending you glitter bombs. Be like, oh,
It's
Litter bags.
yeah, it's horrendous.
And
I'm not saying I don't eat them, but I'm saying that I know where it comes from, and it's horrendous.
I don't like to eat them.
He advises everyone not to.
right.
We get a cease and desist tomorrow from Haribo. Stop talking about our gummy bears.
I'm talking shit.
It's like the one. They're like, I don't know how they ended up being like, for the most part, like the end all be all gummy bears. Like they're
That's
the
because
most
Black
popular.
Forest doesn't work, man. But Black Forest gummies are.
Oh, have you ever
Haribo
seen
is
the
it.
reviews? Have you ever seen the reviews for sugar-free gummy bears?
No.
There was a whole like thing on Reddit about it where like someone bought the sugar-free gummy bears and they got like the worst diarrhea ever. There's a whole thing about it, like, and like it was like a guy ranting about it. Like it was an Amazon review. It was like a 1-star Amazon review.
It was so bad. Oh my god.
Also, who's buying sugar-free gummy bears on Amazon?
Who's buying sugar-free gummy
bears?
bears?
About their
Like,
explosive
what's,
diarrhea. Like, why would you say
what?
that?
what is the point?
Yeah, right.
Sugar-free gummy
Whatever.
bear. Jesus.
Well, apparently the sugar's what's making you not have diarrhea.
Well, it's probably,
keep-
it's probably
the sugar
the
keeps it
sugar
all tight.
substitute.
Keeps you, it
Probably
binds you up.
that sugar substitute.
Oh yeah, like Splenda.
Yeah. I mean, you can only take so much of that before your body goes, wow, that's incredibly unnatural.
I
Forced
remember
evacuation.
I remember one year, like, I was going through, like, my parents, like, they had a food pantry, and I was going through it, and, like, I found the cake condiments, like, the frosting and the sprinkles,
Is that what
and,
we call those now?
and it was like one of those tubes that, like, it's like a toothpaste tube, but it's icing to put on a cake.
Oh yeah.
Man, I sucked through that thing so fast that, and I never been more sick in my life. Like apparently you get a whole tube of icing.
Oh, you're weak, man. That's weak. I've even done this recently, but I used to do this when I was younger. You know, we'd go to the grocery store, right? Get snacks, watch movies, whatever. I would just buy a I don't know what you call it, a tub of the like Betty Crocker frosting,
Yeah.
like, you know, that you take out, you put it on the cake, and I would just eat the fucking thing out of the tub. That was it. I wasn't buying like candy bars or anything. I was just eating tubs of frosting.
You had lots of breakups when you were growing up, huh?
Wow.
Isn't that like emotional support food? That's always on their sitcoms. You don't get mad. What you do is you go buy a tub of ice cream or a tub of frosting and just eat the shit right out of the box.
Damn right. It's even better if you put it in the fridge for a while and kind of freeze it up. The texture is way better.
So the best icing
Tom's
that I've
Tom's
had
life right
is
there is
from
like that
Effie Fun
episode
Cake.
of Kathy.
Tom's next book, Big Dog Inc. presents diabetes.
No,
Totally
I have
right,
no
Jeffy.
diabetes. So clearly it's the how to dodge diabetes while still eating the food you like.
Just get used to it. Make your body used to it from a
Yeah,
young
you just
age.
force. That's exactly right. You just like, look, body, this is what you're getting. So you better learn to like it.
Make the best of it.
You're gonna get SpaghettiOs and Betty Crocker icing.
Damn right.
Yeah,
This
but
is the
after a
staple
while,
food.
you just start doing the generic brand. It'll be fine.
I don't know.
No, you got it's either Betty Crocker or
Yeah.
Duncan Hines. You got to go one or the other. Anything else is blasphemous.
Oh man, boy, the comments are coming in like crazy. I haven't even been able to read all of them.
Oh, I
Frosting on
haven't
graham
been looking
crackers.
because I've been inking.
Let's see. How much sugar in that crap?
See, here's Shawnee. She used to do it with graham crackers. She's adding to the
Ooh.
pain.
Yeah, Jason
Would you like more sugar
Oh,
on top of
And
sugar?
in a pinch, you can use animal crackers for those of you moms out there.
You might as well just go circus animals because
Okay,
they got
well, that-
frosting on them already.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
they're
no.
just doing
cracker
like
on it
double
just makes
frosting.
it sound
You
like
don't
it's
give children more sugar than they need. You give them the bland ones, and then when they're not looking, you sneak some frosting on that. I'm just saying.
What are they? Tom, what do you call them? The frosted ones, the frosted animal crackers. What'd you call them?
Circus
The
animals.
Circus animals.
I bought a pack of those like a year and a half ago because I was like, man, I haven't had that since I was a kid. But when I
Yeah,
drove
probably a
home,
reason for
it was
that.
so hot outside, And when I pulled it out of the bag, I tried pulling them out of the bag, and it all melted into one clump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll happen.
I was like, "This sucks."
That'll happen.
You know what's gonna happen is the next time you do a show, you're gonna have this random ass bag of circus animal crackers on your desk.
Or sugar-free gummy bears.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
these guys don't forget.
Well, that's only when like you're all clogged up, and you're like, I got to clean out the system somehow.
Lose weight.
Damn it.
Screw an enema. Free gummy bear.
Here's a hint.
Mess up.
So I went to talking about the melting candy stuff. I went to the liquor store up here before I went and saw Conjuring last week, and it was really hot in the store. So all the candy was like melting. And I told him that I'm like, dude, all your shit is melting. But I grabbed a couple of Hershey bars, and I was like, God damn it, this is going to be a disaster. So on the way to the theater, I stuck the candy bars into the vents of my air conditioner in the car and just turned the air conditioner on full blast.
Yeah.
And by the time I got there, it had sort of re-solidified into an edible, finger food again. So yeah, there you go. There's your hint. If your candy bars are melting, just use your air conditioner. You'll be fine.
That's Tom's life hack of the day.
Supposed to work.
That's right.
I went to the movies on Thursday. The first time I've been to the movie theater in like 2 years, and I got a text from my uncle, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go see this movie?" And I didn't even Google it, and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like an action movie. That should be fine." Well, apparently I was way off because the movie that I agreed to see was called In the Heights, and I was thinking like, "Oh, it's gonna be like a Heights movie, Tower Heights, something like that." No, that was a musical. That was a musical.
I was like, yeah, that's a
Oh
musical.
God, no!
It was. Oh my God! It was a.
Don't spoil it. I'm watching that shit tonight. Shut up.
Oh, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's 2.5 hours long.
I'm kidding. Fuck off. I'm kidding.
Well, you never know. People are mean.
You know I'm gonna watch Pitch Perfect.
That's actually a really good movie. That's funny as shit.
That's a Big Dog Inc. staple at we used to do C2E2 and have everybody over to the house, and Pitch Perfect was one of the movies that we always watched. That and what was the Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo came on?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, the problem I had with the movie that I saw was it's made by the guy who did that Hamilton musical, and his music is all the same. It's like the same beats and like the same raps. It's like, he says the same thing but just changes the lyrics. It's like Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton. It's like in the Heights, in the city of New York, in the Heights. It's like, oh, this sucks. And so what? I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. And I didn't pay for it. My aunt and uncle paid to go for us to go see this, and so the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, the old lady's dead, so we're at the sad part of the film, which means we have about 45 minutes to a half hour to go. And then towards the end I was like, well, these two characters are singing and they're not the main characters, which means we have at least 1 or 2 more songs, and then there were like 4 more songs, and there was no scenes of actual dialogue. Every scene was sung, and I was like, I hate this so much.
Yeah, I would be in hell. I freaking hate musicals.
Hey, but I mean, don't ruin it for me. You just told me people dying and shit. Now I know what's coming. I mean, there may be people watching that are like, you know what? Fuck off, Jim Noble. You told me what's happening.
Listen, if we're spoiling The Heights, I'm really not going to be concerned with it.
Just stay tuned, because now we're gonna get totally rad the musical. And it's just going to be, dicks, and stuff like that.
It's going to be like that song, Shots, right? Shots. Dicks.
Yeah.
Dicks out.
Clowns.
I'm just going to take really popular songs and then just change the lyrics. Like, I'll do like a spoonful of sugar and just change that to something else. And then,
I don't think we can hang out anymore.
The primary theme is WAP, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
What's WAP?
You don't know what WAP is?
Oh,
do yourself a favor.
Let him find
Do
yourself a favor. Go find out on your own. Just type it in. Type into Google WAP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let him find out himself. It's funnier that way because that's what happened to me.
It's torturous, is what it is. I actually just saw. I knew what it was, but I actually saw it for the first time the other day. I was like, "This is the worst thing I have ever seen since like O-Town. Like, get this crap off of my screen."
Did you just say O-Town?
I said O-Town. I went there.
Oh my goodness.
This is worse than a white rapper Snow.
Well, I guess I'll have to listen to this song after this.
Just use that as the dialogue.
The
for your
official
next
theme song of Totally Rad Comics.
I mean,
swap.
I don't know if I
Cover
know that
swipe.
name.
You'll have to do a cover swipe of it.
Oh my god.
We were talking about that with people, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I don't let my daughter listen to that because it is what it is." And I was like, "Dude, I understand, but if you take the times back and like how it was, I mean, it's no worse than what our parents thought of Baby Got Back or Hey."
Oh, yes, it is.
Pussy.
Dude, yes, it is.
No.
It's light years beyond what
It
those
really
were.
is. It's
Holy
freaking
crap.
yeah.
Hold on. No, there's another one.
Do we need to compare lyrics? We can do that.
To be fair, Corn
Holy
Nuts
shit.
Corn Nuts had a commercial that told you to bust a nut. So
Yeah.
Travis Slack and bust a nut. That was an actual advertisement that they hit. Not for very long.
Dude, 3 words.
I'm
3
dying.
words. 2 Live Crew.
Oh, man.
We lost April again. God.
Yeah, April's gone.
I'm
He's got Looney Tunes.
April's gone.
Oh, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. I'm
All I
sorry.
gotta say is my neck and my back.
Oh,
You have an infectious laugh too. Like every time you laugh,
Right.
well, I'm going to call that a compliment. I don't know.
I think we go over that same sentence every week.
Oh,
April and her laugh. No, I mean I haven't watched the video. I've heard the song and I'm like, holy shit.
man. Oh, gosh. It's
But like growing up
awful.
in the bar industry and crap, I'm like, dude, we listen to My Neck and My Back, my shit and my crap. 2 Live Crew with Hey, We Want That Stuff. And I was like, okay, well, that was pretty bad back then. So I guess I can't really talk shit.
Right.
No, we can
Yeah.
talk shit. We can talk.
Well, I mean,
Well,
yeah, every generation has, those songs that were very, racy at the times, but then over time it just became like, what's the word? Like, desensitized.
Yeah,
Look at
because
shit,
I mean, I
because
go to
shit,
sports
you're
games and you hear that, hey, we want some pussy.
I what really got me was when it was like Domino's that was offering like a coupon code, the WAP, and I'm like, what? And then I was like, how are they endorsing this? I mean, who am I to complain? Whatever. But I mean,
You got
interesting.
that discount code though, didn't you?
No, but that's when I actually popped open YouTube and actually watched it and was like, whoa, yeah, okay. More or less the fact that I cannot move my body like that.
More or less, I don't want my body to break like that.
Oh man, I don't even know.
So that makes me wonder, what is the Weird Al Yankovic version of this song going to be called?
Oh.
Well, somebody said earlier, more apple pie.
Oh,
That was a comment that came through.
Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering.
he's still doing things, right? He's still around, Weird Al Yankovic. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
still winning Grammys. I'm sure. That dude's won like so many Grammys. It's been funny.
No, it's pretty funny.
He's won more
It is
Grammys
funny.
than the artist that he actually parodied one. Weird Al, for the longest time, I used to look like Weird Al. I used to have the curly hair and the glasses. Well, I still have the glasses, just not the curly hair. I don't grow it out anymore.
I can see
And,
it.
and the Hawaiian shirts.
I can see it.
Weird Al or Carrot Top?
Weird
Right.
Al. No, Carrot Top is, he's a redhead. I'm not a redhead. Also, Carrot Top is like really jacked. I feel like Weird Al's body type that I could go for. I could get in Weird Al shape. I can't get in Carrot Top shape.
Oh, you have to have some positivity there, my man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm just
Okay,
setting the
Not
bar.
eating a 6-pack of cupcakes, you can't.
Yeah, not with that kind of.
I'll get you in shape, Jim.
204 tacos and 2 burritos. Rob, are you auctioning? Rob Schiff's bidding on my shit. The tacos again. Albert's not here. You can't do that. That's like, I need Albert to do the math on that, and then we'll decide if the conversion rate is right.
Hey, we got about, I don't know. I mean, we don't really have to stop at any given time, but we got about 20 minutes overall. You want to flash some trivia at the group, Jim, and give a couple of books away?
Oh, sure.
I'm kind of afraid of his trivia.
We did some trivia last week for Ryan and gave a few things away. That was fun to do. So what do you got to here? Let me get you on the screen here. Hold on a second. Boop. There we go. What do you got to give away? We got a whole bunch of people in here, so
Yeah,
now's a good time.
I got this really cool. So this is actually a metal print of a cover that we're actually releasing on Wednesday, and it's super shiny, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's Steph Wilson art. It's gold metal for the 2-year anniversary. This is actually going to be a cover, but this is a metal print that I just wanted to get a test copy of, and so now I'm just going to give it away. I just wanted to see how the metal was going to be, and it's super shiny, so I think like you can see the reflection of everything in it. But
Well, yeah. Plus, you got the bag on it. The bag is catching glare too.
No, hey, Rob, there's your conversion rate. 204 tacos is roughly $300. The burritos, you're on your own.
Holy crap! So we got that, and we got the first trade paperback of The Totally Rad Life of Violet, Volume
Boobs.
1.
Boobs.
Yeah, I put sticky notes over the boob. So yes, it is technically a topless cover. And then we have one of my CBCS slabs. This is actually this is a 9/8 of Dan Mendoza cover. There's only 50 of these covers in existence. The black and white deluxe edition of The Totally Rad Life of Violet #1, and it's signed by me. And 9/8. So yeah, we got some cool things, some totally rad things.
Damn.
You got anything? Do you create anything you don't have to censor?
Yeah, the metal print. I swear that's whipped cream on her, not.
Okay. I was like, there's shit covering that, buddy. I may be blind, but I'm not that blind.
All right, it's your show, man. You decide how you want to give them away. You can do trivia. You can do, and it doesn't have to be totally rad trivia. Last time we just did general comic book trivia. You can do whatever you want to do to give them away.
All right. Well,
there's nothing clean about Jimmy Noble.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, all my books are all adult books. All these books that I'm giving away is all adult material, basically. I should just put that out there.
Don't open it. You guys will be all right.
Yeah.
Nobody opens comic books.
Comics are dead.
That's why I'm giving away slabs.
There you go. Just dodge the whole thing. Don't worry about what's inside. Don't worry about it.
I had a guy buy one of my books, and he's like, "I'm buying your book because my daughter's name is Violet, and she's 12." And I was like,
Whoa.
"Hey, you want me to grade the book for you?" And he was like, "That'd be great." I'm like, "Good, because I don't want you giving your daughter a book that she's gonna."
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, by the way, great references on these characters, so we could see their costumes.
Oh, technically, I did send Tom some close stuff. I don't know what all he showed you guys.
I just forwarded it all over.
None. We got a bunch of faces.
I still have my references from when I did my work for you, so I was like, yeah, that one.
So So I saw this trivia question earlier this week, and nobody was like getting the answer. So here's a good one. What comic book that was based on a movie that was loosely based on a TV show came out in 1988?
So the comic came out in 88?
The comic came out in 88, and the movie that it was loosely based on came out in 1984.
RoboCop?
You can't guess. You don't get to guess, April. Don't do that shit. That's cheating.
Oh, was I right? I'm never okay.
But you said it was a TV show too.
Yeah, so it was a movie that the TV show was loosely based on, that the comic is based off of both.
Oh well, I'm going with April's guess.
There was no RoboCop TV show.
Was there not?
No.
There was a cartoon.
Well,
That was it.
Oh, that's right.
There was a cartoon. There was
But
a
that was
cartoon.
that was in the 90s, though.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh,
right.
fucking-
No,
Okay,
Look
well,
it up.
I wasn't completely off.
we have a guess of Starman. That
Nope.
doesn't seem right.
Mask wasn't a TV show. That was
Well,
again, a cartoon.
Yeah,
Came out
but
86 or 87.
Shaft.
no.
Shaft.
Although I do love Shaft.
The real Ghostbusters.
Yep, Scott got it. That's it. Real Ghostbusters.
Nice.
Real
There you go.
Ghostbusters. So
There was a Ghostbusters TV show.
Yeah, there was an old TV show.
there was a TV. The reason why it was called the Real Ghostbusters is because there was already a Ghostbusters cartoon that came out before the movie. That
well,
wasn't
yeah, that
based
I
on
knew,
the
but
Yeah,
the
with the
TV
gorilla
show,
and stuff.
it was a cartoon, not a real.
Yeah, but there was a
live
TV show with Larry Storch back in the day, an old black and
Yeah.
white TV show that
Oh, really?
Ghostbusters almost didn't get to use Ghostbusters because of that TV show. They were
Yeah.
they were borderline about to film every scene where they had to say Ghostbusters with a different name. They were
I
about
think
to
it was
do
like
that.
Ghost
I
Breaker.
saw that. I saw that in the Netflix.
Yeah, right. The movies that made us. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
They
don't
almost
remember
had to refilm all of that.
You said TV show, not cartoon. Dick, you cheated.
No, TV show
It's a TV show.
TV show. It was a live action TV show. Larry Storch.
Like I said, I wasn't that far off.
But yeah, so Scott, you get the shiny, the
You win the
shiny-
gold.
you win the golden one. You can do all sorts of things with it. You can snort cocaine off it, all that fun stuff. So yeah. Okay, let me. No, okay, I'm trying to think of like
boys that made
fun
us.
questions to ask, like fun trivia questions. I know a lot of stuff, so I mean, I guess I could ask like movie questions or 80s based questions, totally rad questions. Oh,
We're not all stuck in the 80s and 90s, homie.
well, that's all my books. Okay, here we go.
go.
Name the band that knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on the Billboard charts in 1983.
I think I
Jethro
know
Tull.
what this is. I think I know what this is.
I could name off a million bands, and not one of them would I think would be right.
It's actually one of my favorite bands.
Quick, search this room in the background.
So we have the Bangles. That is not right.
No,
We have Queen.
nope,
We have U2.
nope,
We have Metallica.
nope.
It's not the Cars, dude. You got to be kidding me. The Cars.
To be fair, the Cars have a lot of radio-friendly hits. Like
Yes,
there's
but
a
not-
lot of the Cars songs.
Not to knock off Michael Jackson. Police. Quiet Riot. Berlin. He's just like Rob is making a mockery of this.
Well,
He's just going
technically-
down his iTunes list. That's okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, okay, so someone did get it right. It was Scott got it again.
Oh, Quiet Riot.
Yeah, it is quite right.
Then
Come
I
on, bring
didn't
the
know that.
noise.
So Quiet Riot's third album, Mental Health, knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot, and they were the first heavy metal band to ever go #1 on the Billboard charts.
That's cool. Okay. I didn't even know
Mike,
that,
that's
Jim.
that's your kind of shit. Heavy metal.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. What
Crazy.
was it quite right?
baby
They're
baby
kinda
killing movie.
stupid.
So before we get our next trivia question, guys, I'm gonna show you Larry Storch as the Ghostbuster. All right, are you ready? There it is. There is Larry Storch,
What is he holding?
Ghostbusters
that's
TV
the
show,
Doctor Who thing.
way back in the day.
That's the original Doctor Who thing before they shrunk it down. You know, before technology could shrink it.
That's the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Oh God! Don't get me started on Doctor Who.
There it is. There it is. Ghostbusters before you knew what Ghostbusters even was. Pretty crazy.
Okay, I got to think. Okay, I got one more. Let's see. Let me think. Oh man, I don't know. Let me.
Do another one, Jim. You got fun trivia, man.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what's the word? Like an idiot savant of like just random pop culture knowledge for some reason. Like I'd really be good.
Impresses me. I'm impressed that you're so young, but you know so much about the '80s and whatnot. Like,
We
I
could
get
do
that
we
stuff.
could do a Larry Storch trivia and see
Could do it, Jim.
see if Jim even knows. Jim has to know.
Yeah.
He'd know
Yeah,
this. You would
I,
know this.
I definitely probably don't know that.
Okay. No, you'll know. So Larry Storch obviously did guest stars in a lot of TV shows, but in one particular TV show, he played himself, and he was in charge of the Larry Storch School of Acting. What TV show had the Larry Storch School of Acting? You don't know this, Jim?
I don't know this, Tom.
That's frightening that you don't know this.
We weren't alive back in the 20s, dude.
Mister, I'm going to be 50.
Wow.
You don't know Dianoga. You don't know the answer to this. Like, what good are you?
To be fair, there's a lot of people that didn't know Dianoga.
It is not Bonanza. No.
That's the only thing I had, Bonanza.
Sing the song right.
Nope. There's no words. Yeah, I was gonna say it's just music. There's no song. Just music.
Just music.
Yeah, it's dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Name the ranch.
Oh, I don't
Oh
know.
God, I don't know, man.
I do have another.
Guess who got it? Mr.
Oh,
K.
Married with Children, really?
Married with Children. Yep.
Whoa, Bundy. I love Married with Children too. Why did I not know this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not know this?
Now I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch all of it.
Yeah, it was like a two-part episode for sure, and it might have even been a couple more. But yeah, Kelly goes to the Larry Storch School of Acting.
Well, now
And,
I'm
and of course, Al is like freaking out. He's like, "Oh my God, F Troop guy is coming to my house." Yeah,
I know F Troop. That was on Nick at Night.
Nick at Night.
so there you go.
Yeah,
Damn,
there
that
is
was a
Nick at Night.
clean sweep for Mr. K.
Now I want to watch or do more Married with Children trivia. I know there's some fun stuff I know about that show. I love that. It's one of my favorites. I do have another question though. I do have another good question.
Well, if you want to give something else away, it's your.
I
go
got
ahead.
something else. I got something else.
Go
Okay.
ahead. All right.
So this will be the first part will be easy. The second part may be more difficult. Name 2 TV shows that Andy Griffith starred in as the main role.
That's easy.
Oh, that's yeah.
Some-
Even I
some
got that.
people-
I'm not gonna give it, but that's easy. What's the second part?
Well, no, because the first
You
it's
should.
easy to name one.
Oh,
but the
two.
other one doesn't.
You have to name 2 things.
You got to name both the shows.
That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy.
Well, if they were around during that time, maybe.
Or if you have any connection to pop culture, you'll
Well,
know
that's
what it is. There you.
There we go. Smithers got it. Yep, Matt Luck and Andy Griffith.
Boom.
Crazy.
Everybody
right?
got it. Everybody's like, I want it.
I
Ah.
was thinking that was going to be a hard question. I don't know the age of the audience. I was like, oh, maybe they're all millennials and they'll never know. I was wrong.
All right. Well, we got 4 trivia questions out there, guys. Jim's
what
going to
was
give
the
4
second
stuff
part
away.
of the question?
What?
Are you
What's
not
what?
paying attention?
What was the second part of the question?
The second part of the question was Matlock.
Matt Luck.
Oh,
It was the
Oh,
two
I
shows.
It's name 2 things,
oh,
not a
I'm
2-part
sorry.
question.
I thought there was a follow-up question.
Oh,
to
no.
whatever.
So, guys, it looks like the artists are all done here right on time. We're going to give you a close-up look here.
Look at that.
April Reyna right there. And it's apparently sold. Is it sold?
It
April?
is.
It is
That's
sold.
awesome.
So that's out the door, folks. Marissa's is done. Who's that, Jim?
That's
there?
Zira, my topless cave woman from the before time.
There you go. Zira, the topless cave woman. Mike DeBalfo.
There's no
Violet.
color, so who knows?
She's doing the V for Violet, and also
Oh,
for 2
Violet.
years.
There's Violet. And Ryan is over here.
Roxy Feelgood.
So everybody did a different character. That's cool.
And Ryan, you did an amazing job with the outfit.
I know, right? I went off the references.
So if anyone is interested in these pieces, part of the shtick to this show is all the pieces are available. So all you got to do is message any of the creators there that you want to grab those pieces from, and they will arrange whatever it is that they want to do. April has been selling hers like before even the shows are over, like every time. So feel free, give Ryan, give Mike, give Marissa, shoot them a message. Figure out how to get those pieces from them. Next week, guys, we're going to be taking a break. There's a few people that are going to be off. I'm going to be on the road heading to Albuquerque. So next week, we're going to be off. The following week, maybe as well. Although it is feasible that we'll do it, and I'll check with you guys on that. It's feasible that we'll do it with an actual extra special bonus guest. So we'll see how that works. We'll see if that works out in a couple of weeks. But next week off for sure, and then we'll see what we can do. Rob Schiff, 150 tacos. There you go.
That way I know what Shannon's going to bill him for. I'm going to get a load of Taco Bell coming next week. The invoice is going to say just deliver Taco Bell to the house.
Back of a box truck full of Taco Bell.
Oh man, awesome. Hey, Albert, thank you for coming. Thank you everybody for coming. We want to keep this group growing. So every time you see these videos, just share them out. We want to really keep punching this up. If you're watching this and you are a creator of something like Jim is, and you would like to sponsor one of these shows, we are absolutely happy to talk to you about doing that as well. If you've got a Kickstarter coming up that you want to help get a little extra bonus coverage of, let me know ahead of time, and we can start to schedule you in as we get doing more of these things. You already had your sponsor.
I got a Kickstarter coming up in July with Tom Hutchison that we're doing. Oh, he's got the shirt.
Nice.
He's got the bootleg shirt that no one else has.
Oh my
Tom.
God. Yeah.
Tom,
What?
I asked Wendy to get in touch with you about International Fairy Day in case we're able to do it 2 weeks from now.
Is that on a Sunday?
I don't know, but I thought it'd be a cool thing.
Yeah, again, 2 weeks is just going to be, I don't know yet, because I'm going to be at Albuquerque Comic-Con. So I'm going to be in breakdown mode. So it'll kind of depend on some things happening. But we'll see. Once I'm there and I kind of get the lay of the land and the times and everything, because our hotel is right next to the convention center. So if we can break down and get out in time, then it's possible. But I would say probably 50-50 right now. So we'll see what we can do. Love it.
Jim,
but yeah, thanks.
In July?
What's that?
Jim's Kickstarter's in July.
Camp Rad Dog.
July
Yeah,
10th.
Camp Rad Dog launches July 10th. So at some point during July, we will definitely do a Camp Rad Dog sponsorship for sure. But if anyone out there is listening and you have a July or August thing that's coming up, let me know.
August.
You have August?
Yeah, here, I'll share it to you.
Okay, cool. So we'll definitely have Ryan back as a sponsor in August. But if anyone's listening and you have something coming up July, August, let me know ahead of time ASAP, because we can plug you in to the spots. Because any spots that we don't have a sponsor, we'll still do it. We'll just come up with something fun on our own. But if you want us to help you get a little more traction with your campaign and so on, let me know ASAP. So Ryan is, this stupid thing. Hold on a second. There we go. Add to the stream. Boom.
Oh, that's really cool.
Ryan's con artist.
Nice.
I'm making fun of everybody. Jim, you were talking about covers, right? The cover game, right?
Yeah.
Covers. Here you go.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Super
I'm literally
awesome.
making fun of all Comic-Cons.
That's good, man.
That's awesome. See, great minds think alike.
So Ryan will be back in August for Con Artist. Ryan, make sure you give me that date so I can lock that in.
Okay.
And then well, it doesn't have to be the day you launch it, but just sometime so that we can get it while it's running. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's how we do it, folks. That's what this show's all about. We want to get you to see some cool art. We want to get you to see some cool campaigns and characters that you may not have seen before. We'll definitely mix things up on these artists and challenge them a little bit as we go to have some fun. But for right now, we are done tonight. Episode 3 of Sunday Sketching is in the books. Thanks all to the artists. Thanks to sponsor Mr. Noble and Totally Rad Comics.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody that came and hung out with us tonight. And we'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.